Morning everybody, how are y'all doing today? I'm doing great because somehow, some way, the Battlefield 6 salt continues to flow, and the bad takes just continue to come out. I swear to God, I have not seen this many consistently bad takes on a game since I don't even know when. Maybe Halo Infinite, honestly, or at least the lead up to Infinite. And today, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy this one as much, because today we're gonna be talking about a bad take from TimTheTatman. Now, Tim is actually one of the very few, streamers of his type that I enjoy watching. I don't know how exactly I describe the type of streamer that he is, but you guys know, like, he plays Warzone, he gets invited to all the big events and stuff. He's got all the connections with all the other big Warzone streamers and stuff, that kind. Him and Nick Merckx are really the only two I've ever enjoyed watching, but unfortunately, recently, Tim had a very bad take on Battlefield 6, specifically regarding whether it should have a Battle Royale or not. Now, from what I've seen, it does look like there's going to be kind of a BR for Battlefield 6, but it's not going to be like a main mode. It looks like it's going to be inside of like the portal mode. Kind of like how like with Fortnite Creative, they have those official Epic Games made modes, but they're inside creative. They're not a main mode next to BR or anything like that. I mean, at least that's my understanding of it. But yeah, Tim went off on a tangent on stream and he said a bunch of dumb stuff. Not quite as bad as FaZe Swag, but that's not really setting a high bar, to be fair. Now, really quickly, before we get into this, guys, if you keep coming back to my videos, but you are not subbed yet, please consider subbing if you enjoy the content. The channel is in the final home stretch to 20,000 subscribers, and we're gonna have a massive celebration when we do hit 20K, so please consider it if you haven't done it already. Anyway, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get right into Tim's questionable Battlefield 6 take.
So I'm gonna talk about this for 1 second, bro. I see people talking about like Battlefield doesn't need to be all right. Can you guys just let us have one that like BRs? Like, I mean, dude, I don't. There's some sort of streamers and sweats ruin video games. Like, we tanked everything.
I mean, I feel like I should expand on that statement a little bit more. I don't think it's fair to say that just streamers and sweats automatically ruin everything. However, when you guys are playing one game, you like how that game plays, like Warzone, for example. Tim's gonna talk a lot about how much he loves BRs in this video. You're playing that game, right? You're enjoying it, whatever, and then you see another shooter game is coming out, and then you go over to that game and suddenly demand, hey, give us a BR, when there is no need for a BR whatsoever. Dude, you have Fortnite, PUBG, Warzone, Apex, 4 massive BRs I can list just off the top of my head, and yet you want to come to Battlefield and demand that it get one as well. How about you just go play one of the BRs that already exists, instead of demanding that a different game add on another mode just to cater to you?
There is some sort of, I would almost use the word like, it's like, what's the word I'm searching for? Is there a word for, like, being an elitist? Elitism? Is that a word? Did I just make a word up? Like, there are people in gaming that play a game like Battlefield, or let's throw Halo in this bundle here, right? That only want the game they love, which I understand you love the game, to make the one thing that they love. Are you guys following what I'm saying here? It's like, oh, Halo doesn't need the Battle Royale because I love playing the multiplayer. Battlefield doesn't need the Battle Royale because I love playing the multiplayer.
It's not even just because, oh, I enjoy playing that. It's because these games were made popular because they were themselves. Battlefield became popular because of its multiplayer experience. Halo became popular because of its multiplayer experience. These games do not need battle royales to succeed. It's not elitism to say, hey, this game doesn't need to stray from what made it popular. For example, Tim, I know you've played Call of Duty your whole life, and I know you love Warzone, but you cannot deny that Warzone has had very negative consequences for Call of Duty overall. Warzone gave them the justification to shove a massive store into the game and start chasing the Fortnite trend, doing ridiculous collabs that don't make sense, and then have all that bleed over into multiplayer. That is what people are afraid of with a potential Battlefield Battle Royale. Now, if it's just a small side mode like it looks like it's gonna be, then fine. As long as the Battle Royale remains a side thing and doesn't take away from the main game, sure. But if Battlefield starts chasing that Battle Royale trend and falls into the same trap that Call of Duty did, it could literally ruin the franchise. I don't know why a game isn't allowed to just focus on what made it great in the first place and not try to do this whole trend chasing crap. Like, imagine if Helldivers added a Battle Royale mode. I think we can all agree that would be pretty stupid.
What I'm asking you is, I hear what you're saying, and I'm glad you enjoy the multiplayer, okay? For someone like me, I love playing Battle Royales, and on top of that, it's how I make a lot of my content. I have loved Battle Royale since, if you want to get a little old school here, I played Battle Royale since Arma 3 BR.
And you know what, Tim? That's great. If you love Battle Royales, good for you. Do you want to know what you should do if you love Battle Royales? Go play an already existing Battle Royale or a game that already has a Battle Royale in it. You said earlier that it's elitist that people want a game to stick to its roots and continue to do what made it so great in the first place. I would argue it's pretty elitist of you to hop on the new biggest game that's coming out and demand that it cater to you. Also, I do love how every time a streamer talks about adding a Battle Royale to a game that doesn't need it, or like with Swag talking about how he didn't want to play Battlefield the way it was meant to be played, they always mention that, oh, it's because I have to make my content on it, guys. Congratulations, you basically just invalidated your whole argument. You just admitted that you don't really care about the actual game and you just want to be able to make content on it, which just playing a game to make content on it is one thing, but once you start demanding the game change to appeal to you, that's too much.
I have been playing BRs for quite some time, you know, because then you got H1Z1, then you got like PUBG, then you had Fortnite, obviously, and but I do hear these people that are like, we don't need a BR. Battlefield doesn't need a BR. In my opinion, this may be a hot take. You can hate me or not. You're kind of gatekeeping the whole game from people that love battle royales. Does that make sense?
Yes, Tim, you are correct. It is gatekeeping. And look, in a lot of cases, I'm against gatekeeping. But in a situation like this, I am in full support of it. Just gatekeeping, like, new players out of a game is messed up. But when people like you are trying to come into Battlefield and make it become something it is not, simply because you want to make content on the game, I think gatekeeping is acceptable in that case. And no, this is not gatekeeping the people who like battle royales. If you like BRs, but you still want to play Battlefield, that's one thing. When you try to demand that Battlefield add a BR simply to cater to you when that is not what the game is about, that is not okay. I'm sorry you're upset that a community wants a game to stick to what made it great, but I don't think that's the community's problem. I think that's a you problem.
I love Battlefield growing up. I played a ton of I played 1942. I probably played some Battlefield before some of y'all were even born. Some of you are like, what the hell is 1942, right? Battlefield 1942, I think I was damn 12 years old, okay? I played Battlefield for quite some time, okay? I played Battlefield 3. I was very addicted to Battlefield 3, and I played a lot with my buddies.
You know, I do love that every time I hear an argument from somebody about, like, oh, well, the movement system shouldn't be nerfed, or, oh, there should be a battle royale, or this change should be made, yada, yada, yada. Their excuse is always, oh, well, I've played the old games. I've played since before you were born. So then, if that's the case, you should know why the community feels the way that they do right now. Like, just because you've played the old games doesn't mean that you know what's best for it. And honestly, the fact that you've played the older games, you know what makes them so great, and you're still trying to make this argument, honestly kind of makes things worse. Oh, I played the old Battlefield games. Like, really? Because you could have fooled me. The fact that you even had to clarify that is telling about how bad the argument is.
I think a Battlefield Battle Royale would be fucking awesome. I don't know what to tell you. And the thing I would say to everyone that's saying, oh, Battlefield doesn't need a BR. We don't need a BR. There's another game that said the same thing. Okay? I'm not trying to light a fire here a little bit, but there's another game that said this same exact thing. Okay? And that game isn't doing that hot. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Okay, so Tim never actually directly says what game he's talking about right here, but we all know he's talking about Halo Infinite, which to imply that Halo Infinite failed because it did not have a battle royale is unironically the most brain-dead thing I have ever heard Tim say. And that's saying a lot because this dude once thought that if you dug down, you would eventually get to the ocean. Tim, Halo did not fail because of a lack of battle royale. Halo Infinite failed because it had a terrible progression system. It had barely any content at launch. It didn't even have dedicated playlists for different modes. It had a terrible cosmetic system. The game did not die because of a lack of battle royale. It died because of a lack of content in general. This is the epitome of correlation, not causation. Like, answer me honestly for a second, Tim. Let's say that Halo Infinite launched with a battle royale, but it still had the issue of the extreme lack of content. Do you honestly think the battle royale mode would have single-handedly saved that game from death? Answer me honestly now, because I'm pretty sure if you're honest, the answer is gonna be no. I understand you love BRs, but stop treating them like they are essential to a game's long-term success. Does Marvel Rivals need a battle royale? Does Counter-Strike need a battle royale? Like I said before, does Helldivers need one? Maybe Rainbow Six Siege? No. Battle Royale games may be extremely popular, but that doesn't mean just shoving one into a game that's already existed, where a Battle Royale just doesn't need to be, is automatically gonna save it. How about Battlefield 6 maintains its relevancy by sticking to what it does best and just providing good updates? New maps, new weapons, all that stuff. And if they want to have that little Battle Royale thing in the Portal mode tacked on, then sure. But putting too much weight on Battle Royale as a game mode can literally alter the course of a franchise for the worst.
BRs are overdone. That comment, dude, there's something, I'm dead serious. That was one of my subs, by the way, Jedi. And I'm not going to ban you or anything. That comment gets me going. Like, oh, BRs are they're overdone. My brother in Christ, I have been playing arena shooters since 007 GoldenEye. What do you mean battle royales are overdone?
He means exactly what I was just talking about. They are tacked on to games that didn't need them and never had one in the first place, just to chase a trend. And what happens? Most of them end up dead in the water. Just because deathmatch games have been around longer than Battle Royale doesn't mean that Battle Royale hasn't been overdone. Not to mention, that doesn't even really apply to this game because guess what? Battlefield is not primarily like an arena shooter or a deathmatch game. Battlefield is its own style. It's all-out warfare. That's what makes it so unique. And when people go to Battlefield, they are expecting that experience. Again, if they want to just tack on the BR as a side thing, then fine. But if the BR starts to take over and seep into other aspects of the game, that's where the issue lies, and that's what a lot of people are afraid of. So I guess a better way of saying it isn't that BRs are overdone necessarily, even though they kind of are. Not quite as much as they used to be, but still kind of. They're overdone in games that don't need them. And I'm just gonna say it right now, the main reason Warzone was such a success was because of the pandemic. Warzone, I guarantee, would not have been half as popular as it was if everybody wasn't stuck at home. Think about it, it was the perfect storm. It was a free AAA Call of Duty game for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. It was cross-play, and everybody was stuck inside. Of course that game was gonna succeed. That doesn't mean that a Battle Royale mode is gonna automatically automatically carry whatever game it gets added to. Because don't forget, Modern Warfare 2019 was already immensely popular and successful. Plus, the people who make the argument that, oh, like, these games need a battle royale, everybody forgets the literal dozens of failed battle royale attempts out there that were literally just a waste of time. Remember, speaking of Call of Duty, remember Blackout? Remember Hyperscape? Battlefield 5 Firestorm? Because that's another thing. Don't forget, Battlefield already tried a battle royale and it didn't work out. Can we just let these devs focus on what makes Battlefield great and not worry about having to spread themselves too thin over a mode that probably nobody's gonna care about except for maybe some streamers?
It gets me hot. The point I'm making, okay? Why can't, and I see a lot of people in the comment section, keep these Call of Duty guys off this. We don't need a battle royale. We don't need it. I got news for y'all, man. I'm going to tell you something. This is kind of hot. If this game BF6 flops, that may be it for Battlefield. Can we have an honest conversation here? Can we have an honest convo? If this one don't hit, this may be it, okay?
Yes, you're correct. If Battlefield 6 bombs, that could be it for the franchise. But acting like a battle royale is what's going to save this game is ridiculous. Don't forget, Battlefield 2042 was the way that it was because EA was trying to chase the battle royale and hero shooter trend and apply it to Battlefield. Guess what happened? The game bombed spectacularly. And now, what do you know? Look at Battlefield 6. It goes back to what makes Battlefield great, adds a little bit more on top of it, and boom, over 500,000 people playing the beta. #1 pre-ordered game on Steam for 2 weeks in a row, and now it's still hanging at #9. I'm gonna bring it up again. Halo Infinite was massively successful at first and then fell off because they just didn't support the game. Let's stop acting like the battle royale genre is the EpiPen for shooter games, because at this point, it's honestly more like Peter Griffin's homemade Red Bull.
The point I'm making, I want this Battlefield BR to be awesome. If you are a Battlefield fan and you love Battlefield, I'm just thinking about this from like a logistical standpoint. Like, if I'm a fan of a game and I love, like, the multiplayer is there, right? It's not like they took that away. It's there. They're just adding a battle royale for people that love playing battle royales like myself, and I would say a lot of my audience.
It's not like they're taking the multiplayer away. Tim, yes, you are correct on that. They're not taking the multiplayer away. But honestly, what you're describing right here kinda reminds me of Call of Duty. You know, they added the Battle Royale on. Oh, don't worry, guys, the multiplayer's not gonna be affected. It's still there. Their main focus won't be on Battle Royale. And look what happened to COD. All that crap they tried to do in Warzone, you know, the $30 skin bundles and whatnot, all of it bled into multiplayer because, oh, well, it's for the free mode, but you can also use it in the paid game, using that as a justification to shove $30 bundles into a $70 game. Look what ended up happening. They tried too hard to cater to the Fortnite crowd, and it blew up in their faces. The day I'm recording this, Call of Duty just put out an apology post on YouTube talking about how, oh, we understand that people think COD has lost its identity and whatever, and now they're having to walk back all this ridiculous stuff they've done with Warzone for Black Ops 7, because guess what? They chased a trend, they caught onto it for a little bit, and now they ended up killing not only Warzone, but their main games as well. Do you honestly think Battlefield is immune to that happening? Like, say Battlefield managed to attract a massive audience of people who had never played the game before, who weren't interested in the main mode and who were just into the BR. Then they add a massive shop with goofy skins and stuff to appeal to those people. As a result, that stuff bleeds over into the multiplayer and ruins that part. The same thing that happened with Warzone would probably happen with that game. They would end up killing the BR, either themselves or people's interest would just die down, and you would drive away a ton of the core player base because of the overlap, and now everybody's pissed at you and nobody wants to buy your game. And I don't think anybody wants that. I don't think DICE wants that. I don't think EA wants that, and I know the fan base certainly doesn't want that. So I don't really blame people for not wanting a battle royale in Battlefield 6. It's a very slippery slope, especially in the current climate we're in where it seems like Battlefield is back. If this game gets ruined because they tacked on a BR mode, that might go down as one of the most tragic deaths of a game like ever. And I really hope it doesn't happen because Battlefield 6 was a ton of fun and I'm greatly looking forward to the game's full release. But yeah, anyway guys, with all that being said, that is going to do it for this video. Like I said before, no ill will towards Tim or anything. I just thought his take was really dumb. And like with most Warzone streamers, I think he should just stick to playing the games and not really talking about what he thinks they need. Don't get me wrong, he can if he wants, but it never really seems to go over well for him. So yeah, anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more. Join us every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on the gaming channel for gaming streams. Become a channel member if you want Discord access and emotes, and I will catch you all next time.